This biting really does need to get under control. Yes! What? No, it was that close. I'm Zach George. I'm a dog trainer. Meet my new project, Kona. I've got just 3 weeks to train her and set her up for the most well-behaved life possible. That means I need to work on the most common puppy issues like potty training, how to actually pay attention, stopping things like play biting, chewing, separation anxiety, getting along with other animals, leash walking, and teaching her everything a good dog needs to know. Real dog training doesn't always go smoothly, and that's why I'm going to show you every success and mistake and how I work through all the most challenging parts of raising a new puppy. Welcome to your new puppy survival guide. I am blown away by Kona's progress and how fast she seems to be learning everything. I mean, so far she's learned her basic skills. She's doing them in a variety of different places. She's doing tricks. Jumping is starting to get under control. Okay, we still have some work to do on biting for sure, but last night I got a full night's sleep and it was amazing. But I don't think we would have gotten this far with her without a quality diet. And if you throw in these C-meal tablets, your dog's brain grows 3 times. Or maybe it's their body. I'm not sure, but she's definitely growing really fast. We're gonna need a bigger bag of food. There are a gazillion different foods to choose from on the market, and only some of them use top-notch ingredients. Those of you in the solid gold crowd will know what I'm talking about. You get super high quality proteins, grains, fruits, and veggies. Get 30% off of Solid Gold products by going to solidgoldpet.com/Zach. I'll have that link in the description. I'm going to audit her resource guarding here. I'm going to try to take it away without offering a treat in exchange, just to verify that she's comfortable with that. Yes, okay. Just a tip, if your dog is doing really well, especially with puppies, get them used to taking it away and giving it back. We have past episodes where we go over how to get your dog to that point. It's instinctive for dogs to want to be protective of things they value. This is something you want to give a little extra attention to, especially with puppies. As far as her basic training is going, she's really good when I'm not talking to you guys and I'm focused on her. 1 second, sit. Yes, good girl, very good. She's really good when we're close together like this. In other words, when we have a tight training bubble. That's where our communication is very solid. But the thing about the training bubble is, as it gets bigger and bigger and you go farther and farther away from your dog, that bubble can pop. So I'm working on extending that training bubble today. Kona, come. Definitely going to reward her on come here. I like that. Sit, stay. Lie down. Yes, still working on our hand signal there. She's really responsive to this hand signal more than this. Up, good. Here, stay. But if I go way back here and I say, lie down, she's like, wait a minute. Do you mean come to you? That doesn't make any sense. You can see how when we added distance to the equation there, we got a completely different result. But ultimately, don't we want our dogs to listen to us if they're many feet away or farther? Let's try it like this though. Stay. Lie down. Very good. Yes. Good. Stay. Lie down. Yes. Okay, good girl. Stay. I'm gonna stand straight up this time instead of hunched over. Lie down, very good, okay. So she anticipated there, but I'll still take it because she's still very focused on me. It seems like she understands what I'm going for. Sit, stay. Go a little farther now. Lie down. Yes, okay, good girl. She's looking great, isn't she? Look how far we've already gotten. Let's just test that far point right now and see how she does. With her, it wouldn't surprise me if she already understands, but that would be much quicker than anticipated with most dogs. Stay. So I'm gonna go real far. Lie down. Okay, still, I just wanted to make sure. I kind of expected that to happen. This is why it's so fun to be a dog trainer, because I know someplace between here and over there, there's going to be a breakdown in communication. In other words, so far up to here, our bubble is really strong. Stay, yes. Lie down. Yes! Okay, good girl, good. I got so excited there. I think I made her break her stay, but I'll celebrate the lie down for sure. So we'll continue to work on that one, but wow, just wow, 13 weeks old. There are many variations of having your dog listen to you with distance between the two of you. You might remember recently we were working on teaching her to ring the bell to be let outside, and we had a little bit of progress in her first session, but I really think she's ready to go like way beyond that right now. She's really breaking through and starting to understand communication. You might remember last time we left off where she was kind of nudging it, like I would put the food in my hand right here, and she might get close. Yes, and nudge it accidentally. I mean, I was really reaching to try and come up with ways to get her to make contact with this bell. Yes, and I was doing that, right? But the idea isn't to come up here and tell her to ring the bell, right? We ultimately want her to be, yes! We ultimately want her to be able to come up and ring the bell from a distance. I think she's really starting to understand something here. Hold on, let me focus on training. Yes, okay, so she's kind of gravitating to this gosh, you're ambidextrous. That's brilliant, right? Yes, you're brilliant. She's just offering the behavior now. She's like, oh, I get it. Yes, like that, there you go. The point of this particular lesson is to really teach her how to approach the bell from anywhere in the house and ring it, just so she knows she can do that. So I don't have to be really close to her, because that doesn't make much sense. Good girl, yes. I haven't even said anything, I'm just kind of gesturing. Yes, good girl. At this point, you could say something like, ring the bell, if you wanted to put a word to it, since she's being so reliable about it. This is a fast-moving situation here, good girl. You can see we've dramatically now increased the distance. The training bubble is much bigger right now. Let me see, what happens if I take a step away? Come. Ring the bell. Yes! Oh, sorry, neighborhood. Yes! What? This is amazing. So look, I mean, she's easily doing this. Hey, Kona. Yes, I'm gonna reward her coming to me. I like that. This is amazing, guys. Yes, I'll take that, because even though it wasn't as emphatic of a ring, she's doing it with this distance. Yes, come, look at that. There's something really special happening, look at this. She's responding to a point. Yes, good girl. That's something dogs are famous for, and it is a useful skill. She's also, yes, ring your bell. She's also doing this while walking away from me. In other words, I'm completely out of sight. She's like an autonomous dog, yes, going over there and ringing that bell. Let's try it farther away. She's on a roll. Good. Kona, ring the bell. There's a lot. Now there's more distractions between here and there, more carpet, more surface. She won't be deterred. Yes, good girl. Look at that. Come on, girl, let's go. Ready? Go ring the bell. Just being a little bit more upbeat. Yes, good. Look at that distance. Good girl. Yes. Jackpot. Go ring the bell. Here, let's go. Here, what's this? Go ring the bell. Go on, go. Go. Go ring the bell. This training bubble, kind of a breakdown right here. We're really far away from each other. That's a little extra hard. Whereas if I do this, go ring the bell. All right, good girl, good job, you did it. I mean, really amazing. It is incredible what dogs can learn. The fact that she's doing it from a distance, with her back turned to me, and doing a multi-stepped task. In other words, she's walking to the bells, she's ringing them, she's running back. That's 3 different things right there that she's putting together. How do I get a brain like that? I wish I had the brain of an Irish doodle. Ring the bell. Yes, good job. So now, every time I let her outside, okay, let's go. I'm gonna have her ring that bell so she really starts to put 2 and 2 together. Now you're probably wondering how often and how long you should train your puppy every day. And if you are, that's one of my favorite questions because that means you're very serious about training your dog. You'll remember we talked about the two main types of training sessions. Primary training sessions, that's where you're sitting down working on something very purposefully like sit, stay, lie down, whatever. And secondary training sessions, those training sessions that require you to snap into training mode when your dog is barking at a passing jogger, for example. Or they suddenly start to bite you when you're trying to make a dog training YouTube video. This biting here has been a bit of an issue. In all seriousness though, this biting really does need to get under control, and sooner would be better than later. There would be no harm in picking up your dog and removing them from the environment for 30 seconds or 2 minutes just to give them a chance to calm down. But for fun here, I did want to see, can we get this biting outburst to stop without touching her or forcing her or physically keeping her from biting at all? More or less as an experiment to see if it's possible. Sit. Yes, thank you. Naturally, you're not going to get by with doing that one time. You've got to be consistent. But the idea is that your dog learns to anticipate better behavior over time. Sit. Yes. Lie down. And so you can see how I'm redirecting her into an incompatible behavior. In this case, sit or lie down or even a roll over, just something to get her teeth off of me would be preferable. That biting outburst there is a really good example of a real-world secondary training session where she's decided, I'd rather bite you instead. And I know lots of you are also wondering, how many things can I train during those primary training sessions? How often, how long, how much? That varies tremendously from dog to dog. Sometimes I like going over lots of things in a single session. For example, I like to teach sit, lie down, up, stand, and introduce those concepts at one time. At least I did with Kona. And then other times, like in the case of teaching a dog to ring a bell to be let outside, I'll laser focus on that one task for a single training session. Naturally, your goal is to keep your dog into the training session to keep it going, really keep them enthused and motivated to want to train. But you really have to do your best to walk the line between keeping a training session going on for a little bit longer and overwhelming your dog. I mean, get to know your individual dog to understand their body language. So taking a break is one thing you can do in those times, or you can try and make things a little bit more playful. You'll remember when we were teaching her how to ring the bell, I upped my energy a little bit, got a little more enthusiastic with her, and she's like, oh, okay, you're fun again. So sometimes we can change our behavior to get our dogs to perform better. And it's really important that if you're feeling frustrated, which is perfectly normal, even I get frustrated, take a break, let your dog chill out, and revisit the training session at another time. Other signs that your dog might not be enjoying a particular training session might include repetitive lip licking, maybe they're yawning a lot, or maybe they're scratching a lot. So try to understand that body language contextually, and no one can do that like you. Now, in a perfect world, we try to end our sessions before those signs of frustration come in for either us or them. In the beginning, you're probably going to experience that more than you will later on, but it's all a process and a journey of getting to know your dog. So just be aware of them. But back to how long we should train. Well, in general, I guess a general rule is maybe 5 to 10 minutes depending on your dog, but they could be a few seconds or they could be 30 or 40 minutes long sometimes. So in general, I'd recommend that you do 2 or maybe 3 primary training sessions throughout the day. And over time, have an emphasis on practicing in lots of different environments as your dog shows signs of improvement. And when we're talking about how often to train our dog, it's so vital that you understand that dogs are really learning it every moment. So those secondary spontaneous training sessions, you know, the one where your dog starts barking or starts jumping on a guest and it requires your immediate training attention, those are where the real magic and real learning happens. It's basically as though those primary training sessions really give your dog a foundation. They understand the skill, say sit and stay or come, for example. And those secondary sessions are really valuable for teaching your dog how to listen to all of those requests in various specific contexts. Just a couple of days ago, we caught a great secondary training session with Kona when she was barking, and I had to snap into training mode. We had park maintenance people behind our house, and one looked like some type of future Terminator RoboCop dude. So I thought it was a good opportunity to explain in my own way that that's normal, and this is how you behave when you feel this way. Over time, it kind of boils down to getting your dog's attention on you when they're not expecting you to ask for it. So in the case of barking at people doing lawn maintenance in the backyard, I might practice sit and stay on this other side of the house over here so she can observe from a distance and feel more calm. Remember, we ease our dog into doing this in more and more contexts over time. Another tip in handling these secondary spontaneous training sessions, get really good at redirecting your dog's attention away from the thing that's causing them to act ridiculous. It's a really powerful way to guide your dog in real life situations. However, if you find yourself redirecting too much, this probably means that you're not controlling the environment sufficiently enough. So if your dog is constantly stealing food off of the counter, well, you should probably take a step back and put them on a leash like this so they're easier to control and manage. Or if they're comfortable in their crate, you can keep them in there, or even an indoor tie-out like we've been doing with Kona. And then you would want to focus some of your primary training sessions on things like sit and stay and look at me and leave it, and make sure those are really solid when there aren't those massive distractions like real food on the counter. In other words, you don't want to rely on these in-the-moment training sessions to fully teach your dog. It's just your cue to get that foundation really strong first. And to make sure you're prepared to the max, make sure you've got treats in your living room, your kitchen, your bedroom, everywhere that you expect your dog to listen. You're not gonna have to do this forever. We're gonna talk about that later in the series, but right now, you make sure that you can make your dog's life great when they comply with your requests. If you feel like you need even more than I've given you today, I have chapters and chapters of dog training advice in both of my books. And get 30% off of select Solid Gold products by going to solidgoldpet.com/Zach. I'll have links below. Subscribe to my channel, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.